Good morning, everyone. So we are we are studying the course Engineering Statistics and Linear Algebra with the course code 18EC44 as per the VTU syllabus. Until now, we have completed 3 modules: Module 4, Module 5, and Module 1. Today we will start with Module 2. Multiple random variables. This is first lecture on Module 2, which we can consider as lecture 2.1. Let us go through the contents of the syllabus. We'll begin with concepts of multiple random variable, 2 random variable CDF and PDF, 2 variable expectations, correlation, orthogonality, independent, 2 random variable transformation, 2 Gaussian random variables, sum of 2 independent random variables, sum of IID independent indirect random variables, central limit theorem and law of large numbers, conditional joint probabilities, application exercise to the chi-square random variable. RV here stands for random variable, student T random variable, cause and Rayleigh random variables. For this module 2, we'll refer the textbook 1, which is author Richard H. Williams, Probability, Statistics and Random Process for Engineers. The textbook that we are referring for module 2 is here, by author Richard H. Williams. Chapter 5 you need to refer in this book. So the Bloom's taxonomy for this particular module are L1, L2, L3. L1 remembering, L2 understand, and L3 applying. So let us have a look on outline. After completing the course, you will be able to go through or understand the following: 2 variable CDF and PDF, 2 variable expectation, that is correlation, orthogonality and independent between the 2 variables, 2 variable transformation, 2 Gaussian random variables, sum of 2 independent random variables, and some case studies based on the theorem, central limit theorem, law of large numbers, conditional joint probabilities, and application exercise to the given random variable distributions, chi-square, student T, and cause and Rayleigh random variables. So the course outcome for this particular module 2, is to understand 2 variable expectation, transformation, joint probabilities, and some case studies, and also application exercises. So let us begin with the concept multiple random variable. What do you mean by it? When 2 or more random variables are considered at the same time, it is called multiple or multivariate random variables. In the first module, we have studied single random variables, where we considered only one random variable. But in this module, we will be considering 2 or more random variables. Then we call such random variables as multiple random variables or multivariate random variables. In short, it is abbreviated as MRV. M stands for multiple, R stands for random, V stands for variable. Multiple random variable is an n-dimensional random vector and a function from sample space S into real vector space R power n, where n is a Euclidean space. So this is multi-random variable definition. So for bivariate, bi indicates 2, that means the random variable n should be considered here as 2. If you have only 2 random variables, then we call it as bivariate random variable. That means only the sample space containing the sample points x comma y belonging to R square, the vector space R power 2. The sample space is real sample space. So here in this particular module 2, we will be concentrating more on two random variables, also called bivariate random variables. So let us look at example. Consider the experiment of tossing two fair dice. The sample space for this experiment has 36 equally likely points. Our dice has 6 ways. So here we are tossing a dice twice, that is 2 times. The probability of getting the outcome, a total number of equally likely outcomes are 36. Now let us look at the random variables for this particular example. X is a random variable where we consider sum of two dice. The outcome, the number that you get after tossing the coin twice, the sum of the two numbers is considered as random variable x, and y, the difference of two dices. We have two random variables, hence we can call it as bivariate random vector with the variables written in the bracket x comma y. So now the random vector defined above with this experiment is called discrete because we have the finite outcome, that is which is countable. In this case we can count the outcomes. So we call this distribution as discrete distribution. So now let us look at it. For probability when x is equal to 5, what is our x? Sum of two dices. The outcome of the dice, if its sum is 5, then it is considered in the probability in the space. Y is equal to 3, indicating what? The difference of two outcomes of the dice. If the difference is 3, we have considered the module. The magnitude should be taken. So therefore, we'll only get the two possible outcomes with the condition for x and y random variables. See, the sum of the 4 and 1 is 5. Similarly, the difference of 4 and 1 is 3, which satisfies both the random variables x and y. So another possibility of getting the condition is 1 comma 4. So what is the probability of getting x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 3 then? Only two possible outcomes, and total we have 36. Therefore 2 divided by 36, which is equal to 1 by 18. The possibility of getting the random variable x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 3 is 1 by 18. We know that, we know that the CDF for one random variable x is represented by capital F of x with subscript capital X, which is equal to the probability of random variable x less than or equal to small letter x, which we have studied this in module 1 for single random variable. The similar formula will be used for two random variables. Just note the differences of writing it. The CDF for two random variables x and y can be represented as the CDF always represented with capital F. Here two random variables x and y are considered. Therefore we write xy as subscripts with capital letters and within the bracket small letters x comma y, which is equal to the probability of x, random variable x, less than or equal to small x, intersection with probability of random variable y less than or equal to small y. Here we have considered two random variables. Suppose you have three random variables, then you will be writing here x, y, z, which is equal to probability of intersection of each probabilities, random variable probabilities. The above equation 2 here, equation 2 is called bivariate CDF or joint CDF. I'll repeat, for single random variable which we have studied in the previous module is written here with capital F with capital subscript x of x is equal to probability of random variable x less than or equal to x. For two random variables, you need to write both the random variables xy with the capital F notation, which is equal to the intersection of probabilities of individual random variable. Intersection of probabilities of individual random variable. Here, two variables x and y are considered, hence it is called bivariate CDF, cumulative distributive function, or joint CDF. Now, in general, for n random variables or n observations, there are n pairs of data, that is xi, yi. So then, multivariate CDF of order n can be represented as, see here, the notation capital F with x1, x2, x3, so on up to xn. That means the n random variables are considered. The CDF is represented by capital F, which is equal to the probability of individual random variable intersection, that is probability of x1 less than or equal to x1 intersection with random variable x2 less than x2, so on up to the random variable, last random variable xn, that is xn less than or equal to small letter xn. So this is your equation 3 is multivariant CDF equation. So write in your note the following three equations, which will help you understand the next topic. Okay, I'll go with the next. Two variable CDF and PDF. Two variable indicates bivariate. We are studying bivariate cumulative and density function. Cumulative distributive function and probability density function. When two random variables are considered at once, we say that they are bivariate random variables. Example, when an input to a system is random variable x at time t1 and the output for the system is random variable y at time t2, we call such experiment as bivariate. Then second example, in a communication system, we have a signal and a noise associated with it. That is an example of bivariate random variable. Now looking at the next concept, bivariate CDF. CDF stands for cumulative distribution function. Cumulative distribution function, CDF. CDF for one random variable is fx of x is equal to probability of x less than or equal to x. Just now I have quoted this equation. Similarly, for two random variable, f of capital F xy of x comma y is equal to probability of random variable x less than x intersection the probability of y less than or equal to y. So these two equations just now we have written it. Now we'll look at the properties of bivariate CDF. Please note down, understand it properly, the properties, and remember them in order to solve the problems based on two random variables. First property, bivariate CDF, that is cumulative distribution function or joint CDF, is always non-negative function, that is capital F xy of x comma y is always greater than or equal to 0. Remember, the CDF, bivariate CDF, is always greater than or equal to 0. Bivariate cumulative distribution function or joint PDF is always monotone non-decreasing function of both x and y. So second property, what is your joint PDF? CDF is always non-decreasing function of both x and y. What is your third property? Bivariate cumulative distribution function is everywhere in the xy plane. The first property says is always non-negative function. Second property is a monotone non-decreasing function for both the random variables. Third property is a function everywhere in xy plane. It's a xy plane. So fourth property, the event x less than minus infinity. See, we have the random variable ranging from plus infinity to minus infinity. So if your random variable happens to be less than minus infinity, the range is from minus infinity to plus infinity. So if your random variable goes beyond the minus infinity, then we say it is a impossible event or null event. Then the equation for CDF, capital F xy of x comma y is equal to the probability of x less than or equal to x intersection the probability of random variable y less than or equal to y, simplifies to what is the event x considered here? Less than minus infinity. So here instead of x, replace it as minus infinity. So then the probability of random variable x less than minus infinity is an impossible event, that is null set. So null set is represented by symbol phi. So write down the symbol phi. The probability of this random variable x less than or equal to x will result in a null event. The intersection of null event with the random variable y is obviously a null event. The probability of a null event is always equal to 0. So this equation 6, you have to remember what is it? The CDF of the random variable x is less than minus infinity, or the CDF of xy minus infinity comma y is equal to 0. Similarly, if your random variable y is considered as less than minus infinity, then the notation will be x comma minus infinity, which will be also equal to 0. That is, when one of the random variable happens to be impossible event or null event, the CDF is always equal to 0. I'll repeat. If one of the random variable happens to be impossible event or null event represented by phi, then the CDF of such event happens to be equal to 0. And also, if both the random variables are impossible events, what do you mean by impossible event? The random variable should be less than or less than minus infinity. We know that the random variable lies between minus infinity and plus infinity. Within the range, we have the defined CDF. Below minus infinity, the probabilities of getting the event is 0. So therefore, the CDF of minus infinity comma minus infinity is also 0. So I'll just show it by writing the graphical representation of this. Consider a line. Your CDF is in the range. CDF is in the range minus infinity to. So here in the range. So let me consider here minus infinity and in the range plus infinity. Within this range we have defined CDF, but below this we don't have the CDF. So hence the probability of getting the event is 0. So now the event, the random variable x is less than or equal to infinity, is a certain event, or we call sure event, which you have studied in the module 1, the properties of CDF. What is your sure event? When your random variable x is less than or equal to infinity. Make a note, when your event happens less than minus infinity, it is impossible event or null event. When the event x is less than or equal to infinity, it is a sure event. Then the equation for CDF, bivariate CDF, we know this equation. The CDF, bivariate CDF, is given by probability of random variable x with intersection the probability of random variable y. Simplifies to, here what is the event x taken? Sure event. That means x is less than or equal to infinity. Therefore replace x as plus infinity. Then we get the probability of random variable x less than or equal to infinity is a sure event. Hence it covers the entire sample space, represented by S, capital S, representing sure event, and covers the entire sample space. The intersection of this entire sample space with the probability of random variable y less than or equal to y, we get the probability of y less than or equal to y. That means, which is the equation for the CDF of random variable y. You have gone through this equation in first module. The CDF of random variable y is equal to probability of random variable y less than or equal to y. So it means we can obtain the CDF of single random variable y using the bivariate CDF, provided the event x happens to be sure event, that is x is less than or equal to infinity, or the CDF capital F xy of infinity comma y is written as CDF of single random variable y. The result of is that the CDF of single random variable y is obtained by bivariate CDF. Similarly, we can also have the single random variable CDF x by considering the event y to be sure event. Here you can see, here it is sure event, representing the random variable y less than or equal to infinity. And x can have the range from minus infinity to infinity. Then such CDF is equal to CDF of single random variable CDF if both x and y are arbitrarily large. That means what? Both x and y random variable happens to be sure event. The intersection of both the events is the entire sample space, right? I'll repeat. See here, if your random variable x happens to be sure event, then you get the CDF of y. So if your random variable y happens to be a sure event, then you get the CDF of x. If both the events x and y happen to be sure event, that means they cover the entire sample space. You can replace here in this above equation x as infinity, y also as infinity, substitute them. The probability of x less than or equal to infinity is what? The entire space, sample space S, and y less than or equal to infinity will be also equal to what? Yes. The intersection of S with x, S is S itself. The entire sample space, the probability of entire random space will be equal to 1. Therefore, the CDF of bivariate random variable infinity comma infinity is equal to 1. The equations 9 and 10, the CDF of random variable x and y are called marginal CDF. Are called marginal CDFs. Remember, the CDF, single random variable CDF obtained from bivariate random variable CDF is called marginal CDF. What is marginal CDF? It is a single random variable CDF obtained from bivariate random variable CDF with one of the event happens to be sure event. So let me brief. So we have looked the 4 properties of bivariate CDF. First property, non-negative function. Second property, non-decreasing function. Third property, it is your CDF is XY plane. Fourth property, the CDF of bivariate random variable is the intersection of the probabilities of individual random variables with the different cases. If one of the event, that is random variable, is impossible event, then your CDF is equal to 0. That is CDF of minus infinity comma y is 0. CDF of x comma minus infinity is 0. CDF of bivariate random variable minus infinity comma minus infinity is also 0. Next, the CDF of the sure event. If one of the random variable is sure event, then the CDF is called marginal CDF. The marginal CDF is represented by capital F with subscript xy bracket infinity comma y is equal to single random variable y CDF. So similarly, the CDF, the bivariate CDF x comma infinity is equal to single random variable CDF of variable x. The CDF of bivariate CDF of random variable x, y of minus infinity comma infinity, infinity comma infinity is 1. If both the events are sure event, then your CDF will be equal to 1. The equation 9 and 10 are called the marginal CDF. So now we'll go with the next concept, bivariate probability density function, PDF. The bivariate probability density function or bivariate PDF is defined as derivative of the bivariate CDF. So in module 1, we have gone through the same formula. We can get the PDF by derivating the CDF, right? Similarly, here also we get this PDF of bivariate function by differentiating the CDF. Note the difference. The PDF is represented by small f and CDF is represented by capital F. The subscripts should be written with capital letters. Here, bivariate indicating two random variables, we write xy. If it is single random variable, we write only x. It is bivariate, so write the subscript with capital letters xy. Similarly, for CDF also, the subscript is capital XY. Within the bracket, small letters x and y, that is x comma y, indicating bivariate variables x and y. Now differentiating the CDF with respect to x and with respect to y. That is, we are differentiating the CDF first with respect to y and then with respect to x. That is partial differentiation method. We get the PDF. And the CDF can also be obtained given the PDF by integrating it. So the CDF can be obtained by integrating the PDF twice, because PDF is obtained by differentiating CDF twice, that is with respect to x and with respect to y. These are the equations that we will be considering for solving the problems. We know that the CDF of random variable, that is single random variable x, is given by differentiation of the single random variable CDF. What is this? How we obtain this, the CDF, single random variable CDF? Using bivariate. In the previous slide, we have seen the equation 10, that is marginal CDF equations. Replace this with the definition or with the equation 10, that is fx of x is equal to what? Your CDF, bivariate CDF, x comma infinity, from equation 10. Then now, to obtain this, we can obtain the CDF, we can integrate the PDF twice. See here, first you need to integrate the random variable y from minus infinity to infinity range, and then integrate the random variable x with the limits minus infinity to x. Remember, the CDF of x comma infinity is integrating from minus infinity to x, integrating minus infinity to infinity, the PDF of bivariate random variable. Vice versa, it is equal to what? differentiation of, just replace this equation here with the in the above equation 13. This will get cancelled. The differentiation here and the integration will get cancelled. You'll be left with only integration from minus infinity to infinity, PDF of bivariate random variable. That is, the PDF of single random variable is obtained by integrating with the limits minus infinity to infinity the bivariate CDF with respect to y. Similarly, the single random variable PDF y can be obtained by integrating with the limits minus infinity to infinity the bivariate CDF with respect to x. Remember, to obtain the PDF of single random variable x, we integrate with the limits minus infinity to infinity with respect to y. To obtain the CDF of random variable PDF y, we integrate with the limits minus infinity to infinity with respect to x. So this equation 14 and 15 are called marginal PDFs or marginal densities. Marginal PDF, probability density function, or marginal densities. So we'll look at the properties of PDF in the next class. So let me take the attendance.